I always believe our spirits are with us 24/7. If a spirit is full of energy, they can come in high energy and full of life.
Good spirit and bad spirit is there?
I think there's someone behind me. I turned my head very quick and I could see my grandmother. But as I looked at the door, I could see my grandmother walking hand in hand with my dad, and he passed the next day.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we have a fascinating individual with us who exudes the positivity and possesses the remarkable ability to foresee our future, which I consider as a divine gift. Today we have Mc Sweeney, psychic medium, with us. Welcome to
Thank you
Prem
so
Studio.
much. Thank you for having me.
Sandy.
So excited.
It's been a long time. I think last time I met you is in 2018.
Wow.
It's been a long time I see you actually.
Yes.
It's been really long. And I'm very excited to see you as well.
Thank you for having me.
Can I ask you, Sandy, when did you think that you have that mediumistic or mediumship or the intuitive abilities?
As far as I can remember, when I was 6 years of age, I got badly scalded and I ended up in intensive care for a couple of months. I had an out-of-body experience on the operating table, and I remember talking to my mum, God rest her, about it, and I could see my spirit, but I could see everything, what was going on in the operating room, and I could see all the gear and the tools they were using, but I didn't die. And it was latter years after that I remember saying it to Mum, that stuff is happening. And I used to say to her later on down the line, I think there's someone behind me. And she used to go, what? And I always felt there were my spirit guides behind me, because it's known that we're all born with spirit guides. And that's how it really started, yeah. It started from there. But my grandmother on my dad's side used to read tea leaves.
Oh, okay.
So she was very gifted.
Okay.
Yes.
So when did you feel like you are going to pursue this mediumship? Like when did you realize that?
Yes, so I knew I had it from a very young age, and then I went to train as a chef. I became a fully qualified chef, and I worked in the chefing industry for years. And then my health took a turn, and I got chronic fatigue syndrome, which all the muscles in the body and the iron lapses in your body. And then I met an amazing lady that's one of my best friends and mentor, that opened me back up to this. She realigned all my chakras, and from there, then it all started. Oh. And that was in my 20s.
20s?
Yes.
Okay. And do you believe in third eye?
I do, because your third eye is the center eye, it's your vision eye. So we have two physical eyes, but when I'm working, I see with my third eye. So what happens, it's like a film strip going past of my client's life or what they've been through. And my third eye portrayed images. Yeah, so I always believe in the third eye. Oh. And it's a great way of working it. Oh, it's a lovely way, because all I use is, I just use a thing called psychometry. So if I'm doing a phone reading, I will always ask the client to send me on one photograph of a loved one that's passed. And if I'm doing face-to-face, I'll always say, just bring one photograph. And that's my basis to work from, but I don't use cards or anything. It's just from intuition. And the third eye. Yes.
Yeah. And do you think that spirits have personalities or emotions?
Yes. So how I've learned over time is some spirits can come in very emotional. That doesn't mean the spirit is upset. It's the feeling. It's the feeling of their loved one. And remember, spirit is an entity. So we don't physically see them, because they're not in a physical beam. Our physical beam is gone when we pass. And when they come through, for example, sometimes they can come in, and if a spirit is full of energy, they can come in high energy and full of life. That's how they perceive themselves, of their emotion. So some come in emotional, some come in high energy, some come in black and white, like they're very straight to the point, but we'll never hear them. So it's all the feelings of how they want to perceive themselves to me for their loved one.
Oh, okay.
It's very unusual.
Yeah, like Do you believe in this manifestation?
Yes, I always say to people, so if somebody's gone through a rough time in life or has gone through a breakup or recent bereavement, you try and empathize with them as best you can. But I always say to them, if you want a house, if you want to move, please manifest it. Sit down, write a letter, put in a letter, rip it up and burn it, but visualize, manifest in your third eye what you want in your life and perceive it to happen.
And do you think it will work for everyone?
Not everybody, because not everybody will believe in manifestation. But I've learned over time that it does actually work. Okay. Like some people would like to manifest a lot. Oh, I wish I could manifest a lot, but unfortunately I can't. But as I do say, manifest a happiness in yourself and you will get there. And manifestation is a great thing. Gratitude is a great thing.
Okay, because now in social media, this manifestation is going...
It's viral.
I know, it's just viral. So, you know the way we say this angel numbers like 1111,
Yes.
33. So, my thought about the 1111 and 33 before I was going through this reel or this thing, when I crossed this, I thought, when we see 1111, we have to start manifesting or wish for what we want. But then I gone through a video in a reel, actually, in Instagram, they saying, the minute you see 1111, and when you're thinking about something and you see 1111, that's where the manifestation work. Do you have any...
I'm a little bit uncertain about that because I always say all them numbers are repetitive numbers. I call them angel numbers.
Yeah.
So you could Google them and it gives you a breakdown of what them numbers significantly mean. But manifestation to me would be just manifest what you really want, believe in the power of manifestation and really put it out there what you want in life. That's how I look at manifestation. And it's a lovely way of looking at it.
Yeah. And do you have any tips for our audience for the manifestation?
Yeah, and that's why I was saying, put it out there. I always, if I'm having a good or bad day or which we're all human and I manifest, I'll sit down and my parents that have passed, I'll sit and write them a letter and I'll manifest it in the letter and I'd rip it up and let it go. And it's a great offload even for an emotional side. But manifestation, I say, put it in the letter, or do a manifestation board and put it out there what you're grateful for and the gratitude of every day.
Yeah.
And it's a lovely way of looking at it. Yeah. But manifestation does work.
It does work.
I do believe in it, yes. I do believe in it. Okay. And it's so powerful nowadays that a lot of people use it.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's how your mind thinks about it.
Yeah, I have a feeling actually because this manifestation, it sometimes works for people, as you said, maybe they are very skeptical about things.
Absolutely.
Could be the reason it is not working.
Absolutely.
Or maybe the mind keep on telling us like, no, it won't work. And maybe we have to believe in that.
Yes.
Could be that.
Yes.
If you ask me any time my manifestation work, I would say yes.
Yes.
But if you ask me anytime it didn't work, there are times maybe I did not done it in the right way. So that
there's no right or wrong way of doing it.
It's
how your mind perceives it at the end of the day. Okay. So it's how you look at putting that manifestation out there to gain it back.
Okay.
And I think writing that letter is a great way of looking at manifestation because I love doing that.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's a great offload as well for any emotional side that you have. So you can do it all in the one.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
People have a lot of misconception about psychic medium.
Yes.
How do you look into that, and what is your take on that?
Like in someone that's skeptical?
Yeah.
So at my events, I will always ask people who've been to an event before, who haven't, and I'll always put a joke, oh, skeptics, don't put up your hand. But then it's just kind of break the ice with them. And I do say to them, look, I'm not here to make you believe in anything I do, but just you may walk away with something. And I love skeptics because they're a challenge to me and they make me work harder. So I have great respect for people that are skeptical. And we have to think as well, being skeptical, I can't physically show them so what's in my mind. So we're all human beings. So we can all be skeptical to a certain degree. Yeah. Because we can't see it, what's happening.
Yes.
And unless we see it in front of us, then we're not skeptical. Yeah. But I always say to them, just come in with an open mind and see how you go. And I remember getting a gentleman with me, and he's actually a good friend of mine now. And he was the biggest skeptic ever coming to me. And he just said to me, it's turned me around in some way I can't explain. His life path has changed for the better. But that's not down to me, that's down to him, because he opened up to more stuff he could never imagine he would ever open up to. So yeah, skeptical is so healthy because they can't see it.
Yeah.
And I can't show them.
Yeah.
So that's why I do say I wish I had a screen on my wall for my third eye to project to show you, but unfortunately we can't.
Yeah.
But skeptical is so healthy. I would never ever think skeptical is ignorant. Not at all. You will get the negative people that are very daunted with this work.
Yeah.
But if I look at somebody negative that's very daunted with it, I just kind of say, look, you've got issues, or just deal with life, but take your baby steps.
Yeah.
But they're not being ignorant. So I'd never think of somebody like that being ignorant, no.
Yeah.
They're human beings.
Yeah.
I think of them as all the same.
Yeah.
All the same. Because I can be skeptical at things as well, and we can all be. But it's very healthy.
Yeah.
Very healthy. And you're not there to make them believe.
Yeah.
You're just there to give them some guidance,
Yeah.
which is a nice way of working with them.
Do you get connections on very unusual times, like in the middle of the night or something?
Yes, sometimes I can get visitations from the other side. So it's a bit random and weird, but weird is good to me. So if I have a client the next day, sometimes the night before in my dreams, I can get that person's loved one coming in, or I can get random stuff coming in shopping centres, and I try and switch off, but I personally would not go into anyone's personal space and give a message. I just carry on as normal, because you don't know how that person is going to react to anything like that. But yes, they can come into your personal space at different times.
Okay.
Because this is going to sound very weird. So before, if I do a show or an event, and if I'm in the bathroom getting ready, I could get my first connection there.
Okay.
Yeah, so you'll never know they can
When it will
come anywhere.
It is coming.
Anywhere.
Did you ever get not connected? Say, if you get a client and they are sitting in front of you, and you know there's a connection, but the spirit is not ready to connect with you.
Yes, that can happen.
Does that happen?
Absolutely. Because sometimes the photograph that client will bring could be a different loved one, and it could be another spirit that they want in, but that spirit is not ready to connect. Sometimes spirit will connect in their own little ways, but they have to trust you to connect. But then we have to remember they're getting to know their beam and their realm where they are.
Yeah.
So what happens there is they're getting used. And sometimes when somebody dies very suddenly, sometimes they're not ready to come in.
Yeah.
But sometimes they are. But it all depends on that spirit in that moment.
Yeah.
And maybe the client is not ready to hear what they're showing me. So there's two ways of looking at it, yes. And yes, you will get people like that, but it's not often.
It's not.
It's not often, which is great.
Yeah.
Which is a positive thing.
Yeah.
Because I have to trust at the end of the day what them loved ones are giving me for their clients.
Yeah, true.
Which is lovely, and it's a great way.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, the way, I don't know whether it's it right or not. Do you think we invite negative, I don't know if I could call it as a negative energy, but do you think we are inviting negative energies by watching horror movies?
Horror
do you
movies,
believe in that?
I don't do.
You don't believe in that?
I run scared of
Or
horror
going
movies.
to
I can't do horror
cemetery,
movies. How I would perceive that and answer that question is that if we're in a negative mode, we can attract negative people. So it's like human beings on this earth plane. If we're in a negative zone that day, we can attract every negative beam. It's like in the spirit world. It's where your mind is at. It's where your mind is at. Now, when I go to a cemetery, it's a lot of chattering mentally in my brain. So I tend to kind of just go there when I need to. And you can draw negative. You can draw negative very, very quickly. Because I always say there's good and bad people living, good and bad past, you know. So it's, again, it's the perception of it, where your mind is at.
Yeah. So you think that there are bad and good spirit and bad spirit is there?
Yeah, I always do. So I always say the bad spirits, I can't call them negative because I always maintain we go to the one place. But if I can give you an example of a client, I had a young girl with me and her grandfather came in and he apologized to her. That's all she needed to hear. He did stuff on her when she was younger, and that was very cold to me because the room went very cold. I could see my breath, but I couldn't understand because the heating was on.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how I felt. This was kind of a negative vibe coming in at me. But then he left. The air changed. but she needed that day. So there's all different examples of negative, yes, but people can attract negative very easily. But it's this.
Yeah, I know.
As I said, if you're in a good space, you're in a good space.
Yeah.
If you're in a bad space, it's like having a bad day.
Yeah.
You get up having a bad day, everything happens.
Everything happens.
Yeah.
And do you believe in Ouija board?
I've never done a Ouija board.
And
I tend to stay away.
Do you think it is the right medium to interact with spirit?
You see, a Ouija board is down to having the right person that's able to open it up and close it off. I trained with Tony Stockwell in London. He's another very famous medium, absolutely brilliant gentleman. And he did a board. But I stepped back because it's just not my way. But he was a top medium that was able to open it and close it. Where Ouija boards can bring a lot of negativity. So I've never really dived into Ouija boards. It wouldn't be something I would do anyways.
So
no.
your medium will be tarot cards or pendulum?
Some people read tarot cards, some read angel cards, pendulum. I just work off the photograph, and that's psychometry.
And what is this automatic writing? I always heard about this automatic writing.
Yes.
So am I right telling you that when we have that spirit connection,
You're right.
it started automatically, right?
Yes.
Is that how it works?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So if I'll just give an example, if that's all right. So if somebody texts me and say, could you answer a few questions? Or if somebody is really struggling and says, could you do me a quick WhatsApp reading? They will send me on a photograph and I'll just pick up a pen and paper and start writing. So everybody can do it. Everybody connect with their loved ones in their own way by doing it. And just write it down. And the wording is flown. It's like writing an essay. You don't know where the wording is coming out. It just flows. You should give it a shot. You'd be good at it.
Okay.
Give it a shot.
I tried 1 or 2 times, but it never worked.
So sit in the moment and kind of ground yourself and try and trust the process. But you have to clear out your daily emotions and your thinking. So you have to take that out of your brain to just mind focus on one thing.
Sorry for all asking you.
You're
questions.
fine.
I'm really
You're
sorry.
okay.
So, did you ever, if someone coming into you actually, and you feel like they have that ability to connect with the spirits or mediumship, did you ever felt like that, a person who's sitting in front of
Absolutely, yes.
you has the same?
The amount
And they
of-
don't know about it as well.
Yeah, and sometimes they wouldn't know because I was told, oh God, I'll go back about 30 years.
Oh.
I was told by another medium through reading that I'd be doing the work she would be doing. And I thought, absolutely hell no, no way. And I'm in it today. So when that happens, everything has an aura. So a living being, a tree, a plant, us, we have auras. So sometimes I can see auras, and auras are good. But if I see the ability in someone, it links with my solar plex chakra. I'm going, you can do the work I'm doing. And it's just to guide them through it and to balance them to be able to do it. But a lot of kids can do this work.
Yeah.
So when you see somebody with this work, you tend to kind of guide them on the positive path with them. Yes.
Can you describe a time when you internally connect with the spirits? Like, when did you feel the connection internally with a spirit? When there's no clients in front of you, but you're sitting in a
Yes,
in a couch and you feel the connection.
the sense, yeah.
The sense it.
So before my dad passed, I was at home in the kitchen making dinner, and I turned my head very quick and I could see my grandmother. But as I looked at the door, I could see my grandmother walking hand in hand with my dad, and he passed the next day. Yeah, so it can happen quite randomly. A lot of people, when you're sitting there watching telly and little flutters go by, they're spirits as well. So it can happen very randomly to me. I do tend to close off when I'm finished working, but it doesn't happen all the time. No, because this kind of work, it's not something you can just...
Yeah.
You can switch it off, but it's not really 100%
It's not really
switched
100%
off.
switched off.
But yes, that's one really big thing that sticks out in my mind was seeing my dad and Nana. But but it was in the spirit body, you know, it wasn't obviously physically. You could just see the silhouette walking out the door.
Yeah.
But it was nice because I
Yeah,
knew
it's a nice feeling.
it is lovely.
Yeah.
It is really nice.
You know, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, Sandy. Maybe I'm asking you a stupid question here, but you know, when we are the people who feel like when we are walking through a street or in our house, we can feel someone passing by, and you know that kind of way. I felt it few times. Maybe it's something to do with my mind. Maybe I'm
No.
mad inside, but you know, it happened few times very recently actually. You know, someone is passing and then I'm looking and nobody's there.
Yeah.
You know, it happened quite a lot.
Yeah, that
for
can
the last
happen. So you remember I was saying about spirit guides. I always maintain from the time we're born into this earth, we're born with spirit guides as protectors, and they could be your spirit guides walking by you, and then you could walk by, you know, old buildings, and they could be entities from them old buildings, spirits that passed in them old buildings as well.
Okay.
So always check where you're walking around, whether they're old buildings, because they're all spirits.
Okay.
But they'll never harm you. The dead will never harm you.
They will never.
Never harm you. They'll never.
Never.
I wouldn't do this work if
So
I thought
if you're
they
going
would.
to a street, did you ever pass someone? Did you ever in the crowd? You know that it is not a human being. You felt it?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and it can kind of freak me sometimes.
Okay.
But
They'll be standing there, and you is it?
yeah, and you know, I remember being in the queue in Tesco's one day, and there was an elderly lady standing in front of me, and I could visualize her husband beside her, and she turned around to talk to me, and I was trying to not look at her, but I just didn't want to go into her personal space. I
Yeah,
just would
yeah,
not do that
yeah,
to anybody.
yeah.
But yeah, it can happen. But watch any buildings, any old buildings, yeah, you go by, they can be very daunting.
Okay.
You know, they can be, because they can have a lot of old energies that reside and a lot of history
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's not your mind. So you're not going mad.
Yeah.
You're so normal. You're no.
It is there.
You're not going mad.
You know, Sandy, what my question is like, say, for someone's coming to you as a client, and you felt it's like, I'm not going to do this reading because something is not going to happen. Something is going to happen to this person. You're seeing their future ahead.
Yeah.
So you don't want to do that with them. And did that ever happen to you?
I have to say no, thank God. Thank God. If I can't read somebody, it could be just a block between us, or I may not be the medium for them, or they're not ready for it.
Okay.
But I will give you an example of a good friend of mine. I was working and I had a client in, but before the client came in, I got myself ready. I rang my friend to come in for a cup of tea that morning. She was coming off work. No, I kept begging her, please, please come in. No, she was going home. But I didn't feel right. I kept begging her to come in. And anyways, I carried on reading the client, and I got a knock on the door. She was in a bad car crash. And as I was reading the client, I said to him, who drives a red Volkswagen that crashed?
Yeah.
And she drove a red Volkswagen that crashed. So I had to part the reading and go down. Now, thank God she's still here with us. She broke her neck and all, but thank God she's able-bodied and still here. But yeah, that still plays on my mind to this day, yeah. We all have free will. As I do say, I know it's an accident, but it was bad that it happened to her.
Yeah.
Because she's so energetic and I love her to bits. And
Yeah.
it was just, I kept ringing her, please, please come in for a coffee. No.
So you felt it before, actually.
Yeah, something didn't feel right in my gut feeling. Something didn't sit right.
Yeah.
Something just did not sit right in my gut feeling.
Yeah.
And I just said, please, please.
Did you ever felt for yourself, actually? So if you're going somewhere, you feel like, no, I'm not going there.
This is a funny story.
Yeah.
This is really funny. So after we got married,
Yeah.
we were meant to go to Spain on honeymoon, myself, the husband, and 2 boys. And we were booking the flights. I said, I'm not going. And he looked at me. I said, no, I'm not going. I said, why? Don't get a feeling. Spain had its first blizzard in years. So we never got going. But we got going after that then.
After that.
Yeah, but my gut feeling, I'm not going. And if something comes up and I get a gut feeling I don't want to go, there may never be an answer or reason. I'm just not going.
Yeah.
But that was a funny story about about Spain that we just
Yeah.
didn't go that time,
Yeah.
and it was snowed in. So it's crazy how random little things.
It is.
But I can't read myself. I have to go through
Yeah.
normal emotions like
Yeah.
every human
Normal.
being.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'd rather that.
yeah.
Can't read ourselves.
Yeah. So you have that. You see something for your husband or family.
Sometimes
Not
you
only
can.
for you, like maybe
Yeah,
for the.
sometimes you can. Even with Hayden, that's with me today. Sometimes they can give you little snippets, but it'll never be too intense where you can't deal with it. You know, but before Mam passed, we knew, but she walked into hospital on a Monday, and she came out in a coffin on a Thursday. But we still had that gut feeling something wasn't right. And for a couple of weeks prior to my mum's departure, my gut feeling didn't sit right at all. It's just, it was sickly.
heaviness.
It was very heavy, because I kept saying to my husband, something's going to happen. But I just couldn't put my finger. We can never put our finger on what's going to happen, because I try not look for the negative from the other side. I always look for the positive. Yeah.
You're a very positive
Yeah,
person.
because I just think there's enough negativity out there. We don't need to be giving that to people in readings. You know, as I do say to people, you have free will. You can change any part.
Yeah. I know. How did you disconnect after a reading, actually?
So how I disconnect is I just give gratitude. I thank my client for being with me. I thank their spirits for working with me. And I just blow out my candle and I just shut down. Well, try. Try.
Okay.
Try, not all the time. Try, yeah.
You get that, when you are connected with the spirit, you get their gestures. That will be my, I don't know, that is the right word to say. Gestures from that spirit with you. And did any of your client tell you that, no, that was my father's gesture you are doing, or, something?
Yes.
Because I felt it when I came for the reading. That's why I am asking you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you asking me, can spirits overlap?
Yeah.
Yes, spirits can overlap with each other. They can show different signs and symbols. So if somebody dies of a heart attack, I'll feel a little pinch in my heart.
Okay.
You won't see me jumping. Somebody passes of cancer, my blood changes colour. Somebody dies of a brain aneurysm, I kind of see blood in the brain in a drip.
Okay.
If somebody passes of a stroke, I'll feel a little bit lethargic on my left side.
Okay.
Somebody dies of impact, I'll feel an impact at the back of my brain, my head. Somebody, God love them, that take their own life, I just feel very still, very silent, very withdrawn. So, yeah, and spirits can overlap with each other very, very quickly.
Very.
So I could be bringing a mother spirit in, and then she could all of a sudden open up my mind to bring them all in. So that's why I always say to people, when you're coming for a reading, just bring one photograph.
Photo.
Because who's meant to travel in behind them will.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can happen. They can overlap.
Yeah. You won't be able to see them. You can only feel the connection.
Feel them. Yeah. Sometimes they can build an image in my third eye of how they look. Okay. Yeah. So my dad used to always have his shoes so spit polished clean because he was an army man. And they can build an image that way. Some people can build an image that they're always used to their jeans and their top, and if they show me a lock of hair kept, they show me the scissors cutting hair. So a lot of it is images they portray through my third eye.
Yeah. Do you have any kind of any experience where you can tell me, like, this was kind of the experience you feel drained after the reading and you're like, I cannot take this?
It can happen. I feel very drained when a child passes. Now, not drained in a negative way. I'm just feeling for that client. Yeah. I had a lady with me that I kept saying to her, the ashes. I kept seeing an urn in my hand. She had her daughter's ashes in her handbag. Okay. And her daughter died of cancer. And she was very young. And yes, it doesn't drain me negative. It just drains me emotionally that my heart is breaking for that client going through that and that family going through that,
So, carrying ashes is like we are carrying spirit with us?
Yes, they're carrying a piece of their loved ones.
Yeah, so do
so
you
lovely.
ever tell them that do not carry that because they are carrying? No, you never.
I always say to people, you have to manage your grief how
Yeah.
you perceive and how you want it to be. So some people carry the ashes of their dogs. Some people get tattoos. A lot of people carry photographs, rosary beads. But nowadays, a lot of people carry ashes, whether it's in a locket or it's in an urn in their handbag. And it's just so touching to see that. And when you give that validation to someone, you can see their expression is so lovely to see.
Yeah.
That you know their loved ones are doing the proper job for them.
Yeah.
Because I always say, I'm only the voice, they're the workers.
Sandy, you know the horror movies we see.
Yes.
Do you think is there any connection between the real world and that world? Like,
Well, I don't watch horrors,
yeah,
which I would be freaked out watching them. But yeah, that's, to me, their movies. The real world is my world, where it's a different perception altogether. So Exorcist, all that kind of thing, the crosses and all, some people could do it.
yeah,
I just don't do it.
You don't do
So
that.
my world would be calm
cow.
in a good
Yeah.
way, where to me that's television. So
Television.
it's perceiving it and social media in a totally different light. They're just showing it on a bigger platform.
And you believe in life after death?
I do. Because before my dad passed, as I said, I could see his spirit walking out the kitchen door with his mum holding his hand. And the same, when he did take his final breath, I turned to Mammy and I said, there's Granny and Daddy walking out now. And then before my mum passed, she called to my dad a couple of hours before she passed, and we knew she was going over to be with him. So yes, I do believe in life after death, yes.
And you believe in reincarnation as well?
Yeah, I think I do. And I know it's a silly answer, but my eldest son, Oren, when he was born, we can see traits of my dad past in him, in every little way, the way he holds things, the way he carries himself. And yeah, I think I actually do, yes.
Yeah,
Now
you do.
that I think of it, yeah, thanks for
Yes.
asking that, yes.
You know the way if you're getting a client who's coming into your house to see you, and do you think the spirit follows them and they follow them back after the reading?
After the reading, I always believe our spirits are with us 24/7. They can be in 100 places at once, haven't a clue how they can be, but they can be. And I do believe, yes, they go with
So they
them.
can be sitting near to us in a car.
Absolutely. So remember, it's an entity, it's a spirit, so we'll never physically see them, obviously. But yeah, I always say to people, they're like our backseat drivers, they're protectors. And
Yeah.
I always say to people, work through your heart and your gut feeling, because that's where they work. Yes.
Yeah. Whether I don't know whether you agree to me when I ask you this. You know, people who face the death. You know, they are saying like they are going through a tunnel. At the end of the tunnel, they can
The
see a
light.
light. Is it right? Or
I believe we all have our different perception of heaven. Yeah, a lot. If you actually, I listen to a lot of podcasts of people having out of body experiences, and they always say about the white light, the going through the tunnel and the white light, and the white light is very, very positive. But I remember having a dream, and I woke up at 3 a.m, and I said to my husband, I was in heaven, but I was still breathing. I met my mom, my dad, my brother. I was in the house where I was reared with them. We were sitting around the table, and that was my perception of their heaven. And they asked me, what was I doing here? And I said, I came to see you. And I just woke up then.
yeah,
So everybody has their own perception of how heaven can be. But yes, the majority will see that white light.
yeah. And you believe in karma?
I believe what you put out there, you get back.
Yeah,
I do.
The people,
We are going to meet negative people in life, but I always say one negative person will outweigh a million good people. Karma is how you perceive it, so put the good out there to get the good back, and do good by people.
Yeah. Do you think the way if someone passed away and we are very connected to that person, whoever it may be, and after so many years, do you think we get disconnected from that spirit, as if we don't feel the same heaviness what we felt it before
With
about
grief
them?
or
Yeah, the
yes,
grief.
I believe grief has made me stronger. I still grieve. We'll never get over grief. It's a lifelong process. It's how we perceive the grief. But I believe that the grief on the day that person passes is like heartbreaking. I believe we will work through that, but we'll never stop grieving. But in just my opinion, everybody has their own opinion, it has actually made me stronger.
Yeah.
It's made me view the world differently.
Yeah, because why I'm asking you this question is, my dad passed away, it's been 26 years. So it took around 22 years for me to realize that he gone.
Absolutely.
But after that 22 years, I felt like there was some kind of a disconnection.
Yes.
Maybe I moved on.
Yeah, we
That's why
we
I
move
understood.
on, but we never forget them. They'll
Yeah,
always be in our
yeah,
presence.
exactly. Yeah,
And keep communicating with them. That's what I always say to people. Keep communicating with your loved ones because they're there to guide you. But they'll never leave you. Whether you have disconnected, they'll never leave you.
so when you say communicate with them, we have to talk to them, or do we have to
I mentally talk to them in
Talk
my
to
mind.
them.
So people, I just say to people, walk by the photographs. If you're having a bad day, give out to them. Be the people you were when they were here. You know, if they were people that had great energy or one was always giving out, give out to them. Be the same person. Don't change.
Yeah.
Oh, that's keeping their energy alive.
Yeah. And maybe this is my last question. You know the way we meet some people and we never met them before and we have some kind of a connection with them. And is there anything to do with the reincarnation?
Absolutely. Do you know what I feel that's down to? That's down to soulmates. So I've got three best friends, a couple of best friends actually, in case I leave anyone out. But the lady, my mentor, that opened me up to it. When I met her before, I said, I've met you before, but I actually don't know where I've met you. And we just connected. And she's just one amazing lady at her treatments, and we just connect. We just connected from day one. And it does happen because that's a soul connection.
So, yeah.
It's like you've met the person before, but you're kind of like, where have I met you?
Yeah.
That's like a bond of, it's like a soulmate connection as best friends.
Yeah.
Because you can have a soulmate and a best friend, a husband.
Partners,
Yeah, absolutely.
Kids, like whoever.
Absolutely, yeah.
Sandy, do you have any message to the world, to our audience?
Well, what I always say to people, I always say, always believe your loved ones are with you all the time, and just communicate and connect and trust your gut feeling and your heart. It'll never guide you wrong.
Okay. And if someone wants to contact you,
Yes.
how can they be in touch with you?
They can contact me on my Instagram page or
Okay.
my Facebook page, which is Sandy Mc Sweeney Psychic Medium, but just be cautious of a lot of scamming that goes on. So what I can do is I can send you on my Facebook page that people can follow.
Perfect. Okay. So, guys, that was Sandy Mc Sweeney with us. Thank you for watching our show.